Happy Friday. How's it going, y'all? All right. Phase out this music. A good pausing point here. Oh, we're in the middle of a sonata. Ooh, that's gonna be a long one. Oh well. Tried some things. Fixed this crazy weird graphical issue that you probably can't see unless you're watching on a 4K monitor on YouTube. But there's this weird graphical bug that I'm still getting in the editor. I upgraded my graphics driver. We're now on 4.4 beta 4. Nothing seems to have fixed it. I'm gonna post some pictures of it in probably the Godot Discord later. See if anyone has run into this, because this is kind of insane. But there's not much we can do otherwise except just grit our teeth, I guess, and work on something else. It's gonna be doors. We're working on doors still. We had some great ideas for alternative doors yesterday from a number of people, myself included. Where we want a version of the... Our problem with the triple door at the moment is that it is 2 pieces, even though it crosses 3 blocks. And that's causing us some problems, some unforeseen problems with the cutaway system. And so I want to make some doors, some triple doors that are 3 pieces. So like this is an idea we had that I think is kind of cool, but we also kind of want to try maybe like this one. We don't want to actually try this one, but this is like the alternative. Option 1 is good. Option 3, something like option 3 is viable. This one particularly is wrong. Not synced up correctly, but the idea of this I think is tempting. It would need an additional step as part of the animation where like this lower tooth drops down and then like floor plates come out to like seal it. I think that's kind of cool. I think it's kind of tricky to do because it's like, what does that floor plate belong to? Does it belong to like this door? Is it part of like the floor piece? Like if we cut away the door piece and that plate is there, I don't know. I do kind of want different floor pieces for doors, like underlying floor pieces, so that you can tell that a door is still there when you cut away. So I guess that's not the worst problem to have. Diginanigans had an idea for something like this. It's like more of a Y shape, but not as extreme as like this one. I think that's an interesting idea. I've been trying out different X shapes. We're gonna figure out a couple of door designs that we kind of like. What we should do, which is an easy one to start out with, is just use this as a shape. And then figure out what the flipped version of this is. And I'm actually not 100% sure I ever made a flipped version of the triple door, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, the music is still playing. All right, I'm gonna try to catch it. We're gonna let the sonata play out because it's happening. Beethoven, as one might say. All right, is there a flipped version of the triple door? It looks like there is. This? Okay. So yeah, it looks like we have some options here. I like this more for the triple door. This longer X shape. As opposed to like a shorter X shape like this one. I would like one that's a little longer. This one's cool, so I don't know. Let's at least try. So it's not like this. This is wrong. So let's just replace this. So get rid of this. Seems like a quiet Friday today. Digging it. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take basically this. We might as well just take this whole thing here. Should be this one? Yeah. Then we take its opposite, this one. Drop that in here. Fix the issues. All right, song ended. I'm gonna pause that for now. Probably this. Yeah, okay, so there's 1x. And then we're looking for the opposite shape. This one. Grab these two pieces. Like that. I'm a little concerned about that, but probably fine. So like this, I think this is good. Reasonably pleased with this. We could put, it's not symmetrical, which is a little concerning. But also like not that concerning. This has the benefit of we don't actually need two different versions of this for the flipped version of the door. The flipped version of the door would look exactly the same as this. Kind of nice. Oh, this is wrong in some way. Put this in here wrong. How did I do that? Yeah, there's something weird about what happened here. So there's 4 jagged teeth and then a long tooth. This should have, and then a long tooth. But the long tooth should be part of the door frame. Yeah, I think I did this last part wrong. Try that again. We do this, and then this is part of this thing up here. There we go. Okay. That's right. Gotta check your work. Now it's wrong down here. Where is it? Should be 4 over and then into the wall. Okay, so we just got to erase that. Now it's right. And it's symmetrical. Beautiful. Yeah, I think we're going to move forward with this design. The outlining is like kind of severe, but honestly, if we move away from outlining, this might change. I kind of want to move away from outlining, if I'm being honest. Because outlining the exterior doesn't, like, straight up doesn't work. Like, there are all these dark outlines around the outside here. And that is just, like, that's fine if you have a bright background or something. But we're drawing against the background of space, like the darkness of space. And I think black outlines is going to be not good. I think we're going to maybe redo some of this stuff without. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I'm thinking about it. Not convinced fully one way or the other what we were going to do about it. But I think this is cool. We could draw a version of this that doesn't use outlining. Kind of a test case, maybe. Hey, Ryson, how's it going? How are you been? All right, let's start with option 6. I think option 5 is just not it. Option 5 is like a more X-shape thing here. Really just borrowing the double door shapes and applying them to a triple door. If anything, we could make a version of the double door that looks like this, and I think that would be pretty sick, but we won't do that. I think this looks cool, but I think I like the more elongated look for this specifically. But I don't know. This is consistent, at least, with the double door. I could see arguments for both. The Y-shaped door, I think, is an interesting idea, too, as a simplified version. This is more compact a little bit, which is nice. As in, like, the upper and lower teeth are more constrained to the middle block. I don't think that matters at all. Could be worse. You like the Y-shaped door or the X, the one Diginanigan posted in general chat? You like the longer version either way? So maybe, like, do the Y-frame door, but, like, with these lines. I could be sold on that. It simplifies. I kind of want to try this because I want to see what happens. Kind of want to see what we would do for, like, getting rid of hiding this kind of tooth, the lower tooth. It's definitely harder to deal with the bottom tooth because you need to drop it down and cover it up with, like, a floor plate. Whereas you don't have to worry about that with the Y door. Okay, so option 7. We're going to duplicate this. Call it option 7. I should have just labeled all of these the same layer and just called them options and then put them in different frames. But, you know, the more you know, you know. Wait, how does this meet in the middle? 2 and then a 2 and then 2 and then. So I think it meets like this. And this one is also, well, this one is just going like this. So So it would probably be like this. It's definitely easier to do the Y shape for sure. The X shape would definitely be more involved. So we probably could just start with this one. Get we like that. And then down. I think that's cool. What all did you miss? Not a lot. Basically, we finished a version of the triple door, and then we tried to put it in the game, and we realized that there's a problem if the door occupies 3 blocks. If the door occupies 3 blocks but only consists of 2 pieces, then we have this problem with the cutaway system, where there's no real clean way to do the cutaway. Because unlike the double door, which you can just cut away one piece and the other piece remains, the triple door is across 3 pieces, and so there's no real way to. We just cut it in half for temporary reasons, but there's no real clean way to handle the cutaway, which I kind of enjoy. So we thought a triple door with 3 pieces would be better, so that it would work with the cutaway system more cleanly. So that's kind of as far as we got with the idea. And so we mocked up a number of designs yesterday. And the reason why we're going with this kind of a Y shape over like the V shape, which I also like, which is the first one I tried, this one. Problem with this one in my mind is like, where does the upper tooth go? Like a ceiling tile is only like 8 or 9 pixels tall and can't absorb that kind of a mechanism. Whereas the walls can, like these can just disappear into the walls and we don't care. But like, I really liked this design, but it wouldn't work for that purpose. I might go back to this and just bring it up, because I actually kind of like this alignment better than what I have in option 7. I could just move it over. Or move it up, as it were. I don't want to try that. An 8. So we want to do one that's like this, just moved up about halfway. I like this shape a lot. I mean, we could still make this work by having the thing go up like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it would stop about here, which is maybe like not far enough. We'd want to stop farther. I mean, we can also just hand wave it. We don't have to be like that precise about it, but I do really like this design. Yeah, the Y doesn't really work for 2+ tall doors either, you guess. Conservation of mass is going to be a concern. Maybe make the middle out of an energy field. Turns off, not moves out of the way. Yeah. It's not a huge concern, except that I don't want to mess with immersion too much. I don't want to do things that are like obviously wrong. Because this could work if there's like a wall above this door. Or we could totally make this the basis of a double tall door. We could basically make this an enormous Y-shaped door for like a 3x2 like cargo door. That would be really sick. So we basically do this and then we extend the Y part down a level. I think something like that could be really cool. But we need to make a smaller version of it first. It'll actually work. So the doors are part physical, part force field. It's interesting. Interesting idea. So to do this correctly, I want to move this up about halfway. I probably want it to start here. It starts 2 in. This starts also 2 in. Oh, this is like kind of off. Okay. I mean, I don't hate this. I want to try something a little different. It would be like this. Probably too low. We don't want this to be more than like 5 or 6 pixels, or 7 or 8 or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably want to start here. And then the other side would be, why does that start here? That doesn't seem right. So that would be the top. That makes more sense. Yeah, I'm thinking that. I think that's what we want to try. So where's the flipped version of this look like? It's here, which seems wrong. Oh, but it does give me a consistency. That is good. Oh, but I could just do this and then go over one more set. I'm going to do that. Seems better. So we would say this. So instead of, it would be like this. That doesn't totally line up. Where's the middle? Actually, where is the middle? Right here. That actually takes too long to travel over. We actually need to move that up. That still is wrong. Oh, I've anchored this in the wrong spot. That's why. I was like, why is this so wrong? Okay, now it's still wrong, but in a way that's more manageable. That actually might be okay. Might actually be doable. What we got here. It'll be like this. That's pretty easy. This is small enough where I feel like it's believable that it like goes up into the ceiling above it, regardless of what's on the next floor. Whether it's open or closed up there. Like whether it's just a ceiling tile or if there's like a ceiling tile and then like an empty space. Like, or a ceiling and a wall. If it's a ceiling and a wall, we could totally use this version. This is almost what I want. I don't totally quite like this. Do this, then we can at least see what this should look like. So this is where it meets. I like the left side here. The right side should be more like... Maybe I go the other way. Maybe I go from here out. That's reasonable. An argument to be made for doing it like this instead. That's better. I don't know, actually. I don't know if that's better. Maybe this is what I want. No, I don't like that one. A lot of subtle differences we could do here. I don't like that one. I think I like this one the best. This is also an option. If I do it right. One's a little tighter in. Well, one feels a little more off. I think this one is the best one. For one thing, we'll be able to do the lighting somewhat correctly. I also think I've been making the highlights too thick on the larger doors. Like, I think the highlight and the low light for the double door, I think this is too thick. I don't know. Maybe it's fine, actually. The triple door ones were definitely too thick. I had ones that were, like, ridiculous. Kind of tempted to try something a little looser. Or something a little smaller in terms of the highlight and the low light. Instead of the double thick ones. There's the single door. I like the single door with its just single pixel line lighting. But it also has a single pixel outline too, which is strange. I don't know how we're gonna get rid of outlines if we decide to. They're so good on the interiors, but they're so whack on the exteriors. I don't know how to reconcile those two things. Did you go back to the thin doors? No, I'm just referencing different ones I've already made. So like this is one where I've already drawn the flipped version of the door, so I'm referencing it because I don't have a. I have this version of the double door done with the full thickness, full tile thickness, but I haven't done the flipped one yet. So I'm just going back for references. Yeah, I kind of like doing the thin outlines like this. Kind of tempted to try that. Oops. Probably should be using the line tool. Oh, is this the... Oops, I was using the wrong color. There we go. Oh, I don't have the outlines done. Hey, Matthew. Pretty good. We're working on some doors. Working on some new versions of our doors, as one does. How are you? Happy Friday. Happy almost done with the work week. We're having some weird rendering issues with our with Godot, and so I kind of just don't want to look at Godot right now. Probably really hard to see unless you're watching the stream in 4K, but there's this weird graphical problem that I keep dealing with. It's kind of driving me insane. It looks okay for these kinds of shapes, but if you look at the door and it gets zoomed out, it just starts to get completely garbled by this weird... I don't know what to describe it. It's not anti-aliasing, but it's like straight line anti-aliasing. I don't know. Gotta figure out what's going on here, but it's annoying me to the point where I like don't want to look at the engine right now. I just want to like work in Sprite. All right, I kind of like this. Kind of like this for a Y door. I love the little straight lines at the edge of the diagonals. That's like what I think I was missing from like this version. This version's cool, but it's just completely straight. There's none of like the curve up at the edges, which I really like. I like the straight lines at the edges of these kinds of doors. Double door is the probably the most concise example of it, kind of thing. Like straight line, diagonal, straight line. I guess the single door is the better example of it. I like this pattern. So I think I'd prefer to use that pattern. I think it would be consistent. So that's the V pattern. We're not going to use that for now. So we'll use this Y pattern. I think I like this. Like this for a door. We're going to put the arrows like here. It's got to be the same. Oh, it is the same. Like that. It's probably fine. A little weird. Yeah, I kind of like having this subtle highlighting as opposed to what I was doing before. Like what I was doing before is I would add 2 lines of highlight. I think this is too much. I don't love this. Like it's cool, and I guess it's fine pretty much. Pretty much fine. Especially with the lighting that way. I think I prefer this though. Subtler. No, honestly, if we get rid of the outlines, we're gonna end up with something more like this anyway. God, I love the outlines. I don't want to get rid of them. I guess the outlines really help because all our textures are flat, but if we made if we made everything more textured, I feel like we'd notice the outlines less. Matthew Sparks, did you end up deciding on a color palette? Last you were here, I was thinking of going through about 7 more of them. Based on the recommended book of pixel art thing you got the other day, single line of highlighting for the anti-aliasing effect is preferred. Be getting that entirely wrong, but I think that's what it said. Pixel Logic is the book. Ooh. I do not have this book. Pixel Logic book. This is an actual book. Bunch of PDFs. There are currently no plans for a physical edition, but that may change in the future. This might be old. Is this something you can actually buy? That would do it. It's in the Internet Archive. Interesting. It's an ebook. That's what you saw continuously recommended. Okay, so it's the same thing I'm seeing here. Well, they do let me purchase it, which is nice. 242 page in-depth pixel art tutorial book. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely need this. Oh, subpixeling. We were talking about that the other day. Oh, they updated this as recently as 2022. Where's this being sold from? Oh, just their own website. Mikafrar Gumroad. Okay, I'm bookmarking this. I think I might buy this. It looks dope. Like a from zero knowledge to actually doing pixel art sort of deal. That is what I need. That is where I'm coming from. This looks great. Awesome. Awesome recommendation. Super cool. All right, let's do this. So what do I do for the offsets? Oh, I don't have this problem, right? Actually, I haven't done a version of the door like this before. Hmm. Thinking we maybe do this version. Maybe. Oops. Let's look at this version of it again. Now that I've shaded it, I'm like kind of tempted. This version look like this. Would make it easier to do this. A little bit of a difference. Feel like it should even be 2 faces. No, only one is correct. Okay. Yeah, maybe this. Maybe we like this. Could even have one up here. This. That I don't love so much. This doesn't feel like it's in alignment. Despite having virtually no visual art skills, you absolutely love pixel art. So you had to give it a shot. Yeah, same. I've never drawn anything like by hand. I'm not an artist, but I really I've gravitated toward pixel art on this project a lot, and I really enjoy it so far. Okay, I like this sort of. I also don't like it sort of. What if we did the no outline version of this? Rhiannon Journey, how's it going? Happy Friday. This is maybe kind of wrong. Going good. Happy Friday. Did we redesign the 3-tile door? Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to go with this kind of Y shape. I'm just kind of messing around with some different stuff. It's got a nice vertical tooth that we can hide away easily in the ceiling above it. Not as like intimidating as like trying to like deal with this thing. And it doesn't have the same animation consequences as doing an X door. An X door, we need to like withdraw the lower tooth and then cover it with like a plate. Or like Ryson said, like a force field, which is actually not a bad idea. Like it lowers down and then you see like a flash of blue or something. And like a little sound effect. That's actually a pretty sick idea, Ryson. And it would make the X door viable in a way where we wouldn't need a plate to cover over it. We would just have like a... The only consequence is we need to continue drawing the door like submerged in the floor tile below it. We'd need to figure out how to do that, because that would be non-trivial. Because essentially the image would go from here onto the floor tile beneath it, and we'd need to like coordinate that. I feel like that would be a cool advanced thing we can do someday. Hey, Freshwater Fern. Hello. Or government name Dave. I enjoy Liliad. That's funny. No one has ever decided to splice up my name exactly that way. That amuses me. How are you doing? We're in like door town here. We're just drawing doors. We're trying out all these different versions of doors. We're picking one that we like, and then I think we're settling on this kind of Y shape, but we're rethinking a few things. I don't hate the X shape, but there's just too many details about what to do with the bottom tooth that I just don't want to think about right now. We had a problem with our pre-existing version of it, which was this. It's like a 3-block door, so it's like 3 blocks in a row make up this door, but it's only 2 pieces, and that's causing some problems for our auto tiler, especially our cutaway version of our auto tiler that can like slice up stuff. So we're trying to make a version of the triple door that's only 2, or that's 3 pieces and not just 2. Have it work a little better for us. Because it should take 3 blocks, and right now this is just 2 pieces, and there's problems. You like these options, Rhiannon Journey? Yeah, I do too. I've been kind of struggling to choose one, but I think we're pretty happy with option 8. I'm just messing around with some outline versus no outline thing. I'm moving away from outlines in my mind. You're thriving, all made up for the day, just eating breakfast. Nice. Nothing like a nice late breakfast. Nothing like a noon o'clock breakfast. Rhiannon, the X shape is cool. Limiting to the Y shape for easier animation makes sense. Yeah, maybe we'll come back and do the X shape. I'm having a crisis over these crazy outlines, black outlines that I use. Like, we use them for everything else. But my problem is that at a certain point, this breaks down, especially when you get out to like space. Like, where do the outlines stop? Are the outlines just for interior shapes? And then the exterior of the ship is no outline? You're not going to see these outlines against like the black backdrop of space. And also, our crew members don't have outlines. Our crew members are no outline. So it's kind of tricky. Kind of torn. Like, our objects we've drawn so far are so small that they're all no outline. Like the computer screens, the chairs, the crew members. So there's like, to me, there's like this conflict between the outline and no outline approaches that we're taking. And I feel like we need to make a decision sooner than later. You woke up at 10 a.m., slept for like 9.5 hours. That's awesome. That is the life. I've been staying up too late and sleeping in too late, and it's been causing me problems. Because I mentioned it before, but I do day job for a few hours, for like 3 or 4 hours, and then I do a game dev for like 3 or 4 hours, and then I do day job for like 3 or 4 hours. So like the later I start my day, the further back everything pushes until I'm like still doing my day job at like 7 o'clock and I just want dinner. So it's like I get punished pretty hard when I sleep in. But having the flexibility at all is like a blessing, so I can't complain that much. But yeah, I don't know. I love these outlines, but I feel like in the long run, I feel like the outlines work because we're doing flat shading for everything. But I feel like as soon as we start switching to stuff that's more textured, the outlines are not gonna matter at all. So I'm just kind of I'm just taking the opportunity, the fact that we're redesigning this to think about that. I'll probably still go with the outline because I don't want to redo the whole art. I want to redo the whole art thing right now. But I'm just thinking about it. Oh, how does this gonna work? Oh, this is messy. This is like technically this is two pieces, but there's this space in the middle. Hmm. So this should be more like this. Just messing around with a no outline version. Let's see what it would look like here. Something like, oops. This. This is like really subtle. And yeah, it looks trash because it's all flat, but I feel like this is eventually going to be our future someday. You sleep not enough all week. Thursday night's your recovery night. Yeah, that makes sense. I sleep like all weekend. That's how I manage. So should we just be pushing these outlines then maybe is the secret? Do something like I know this is like generally bad form. Doing this kind of like layered thing. We're doing like these minimal steps like this. But it does help. It does exaggerate the effect a little bit. Kind of nice. All right, we have one more step we can make. Do like this. And step up. Something like that. Giving a little more shading, a little more lighting that we like. I don't totally love this interaction here, but it's kind of like blurring it a little bit in a way that I don't totally love, but I don't want to try some stuff today. I'm definitely at the point where I like don't feel like being productive. So yeah, this is generally not what you want to do with pixel art, I think, is these kind of small steps immediately next to each other at like single pixel thickness. It just looks kind of weird. I mean, zoomed out it looks all right, which normally the door is going to be about this size. I feel like we could exist in a no outline world, and I think we'd be okay. I think we'd be all right. I think we'd survive a no outline world, possibly even thrive eventually. Hey, Brohart, how's it going? Where's the angle of the light coming from here? I have a general rough system where the light is supposed to be coming from like basically behind the camera with a little bit of flexibility. But the reason I do that is so that I can do this and then flip the whole thing and it like kind of looks okay. Kind of a trick. It's not a good one either. It just kind of saves me some effort. Like an ambigram? I've never heard that word, but that sounds fun. Ambigram. Is this something that goes backwards and forwards the same? Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Like a calligraphy trick where you can reverse the image. Nice. Haven't you flip a word and it's written in such a way it still looks like the word. Yeah, that's pretty clever. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for here. And right now I'm just kind of experimenting with what like a no outline art style might look like. I don't know if I'm up for that, but I feel like we're contradicting ourselves in a lot of cases and we need to kind of deal with that. Problem with this is I would need to start texturing these sections in the middle for this to look correct. So we're probably just going to draw this with the solid outline and then go back over it and try to fix it if we decide to go no outline in the future. It's just going to be duplicating a lot of effort. Like not looking forward to it, but it's kind of how we've done everything so far, so don't really have the option. It's going to be hard to fix stuff like this because this won't work if you don't have a black outline in the middle because of these pixels here in the center. It's actually going to be really messy to clean up no matter how you do it. So, I don't know. I'm certainly not going to redo all of this now, so we're going to repaint this as a black outline version. But I'm just thinking about doing this, what this would look like. It looks okay zoomed out. Super flat, but whatever. Problem is I lost something here doing it this way. Maybe I need to increase the steps between the colors. Can't do that though because this is the mid-tone. Oh, Matthew was asking about our palettes. We did pick two that I want to try. We picked Zenit 241 I want to try. Now I want to try Dual. Dual looks really even and nice, but maybe it doesn't have the kind of fun jumps and hue shifting that I'm kind of interested in. These have some kind of wild transitions that I'm kind of interested in. As kind of doing a more colorful sci-fi kind of, because we are trying to lean more like the original series then we're trying to do more of that colorful stuff than we are trying to do like Battlestar Galactica. We're not trying to go for, contrary to what you might see day to day in terms of what I'm drawing, we aren't trying to go for like Battlestar Galactica grays. But I am kind of interested in this palette regardless. Kind of cool. Just to have this many options, because if we're doing the lighting ourselves, if we're baking all the lighting in, or a lot of the lighting in, then having this kind of ramp is like pretty helpful. Having this kind of steady, long ramp, pretty helpful. Have these different options of similar colors. So I am tempted to try dual. And then Zenith just kind of looks exciting. It also has a lot of options, don't get me wrong. The ramps seem a little shorter. Like maybe there's 7 colors instead of 8 generally, but a little strange. It's a little hard to read it this way too. Is it like ramps from dark to light and then like from light to dark? It's like laid out kind of weird. I don't actually like this view. I think it's better to see it in the palette view. This view. I'm gonna say at least 200 something. Minimum that. Yeah, I like to look at them like this. So this is dual. Really steady ramps. Still some nice hue shifting, but just everything is just very steady. Kind of like that. And then Zenith is a little more exciting. And I'm kind of interested to try that. It's kind of cool how it's laid out too, because there's two different, it's almost like there are 2 different ramps, and each ramp ramps together. So it's like dark to light to dark to light to dark to light. I kind of really like that way of doing it. There's more options for like blending, I think, from one ramp into another than there is in dual. Dual's laid out a little more linearly in my mind, but still cool. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to try both these. Tomorrow, I might actually just not redraw. I might recolor some of my art pieces. Try some different art palettes. Kind of tempted to do that maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna duplicate this. I call this option 8. No outline. Call this option 8 outline. We'll redraw this with the outline. Zenith looks lots of fun. Yeah, it does. Zenith looks like a lot of fun. I'm kind of excited about that. How did I do this? Maybe like that, probably. Maybe it's like this. I think this is what it was. Maybe though it was like this though. I actually am not sure. what we quite had before. We probably had this. Probably this. I'm a little concerned about this exact point here, but we need to have a little. So this needs to be light. We could put a black outline here, but then we have a problem here. So I think this is right. Yeah, I think this is fine. Oops. This is probably more what you're looking for. You're back from your lurk. Watch your favorite streamer for a few more minutes. Wow. I'm moved. I'm not anybody's favorite streamer, but thank you. I don't mind flattery. Even if it's, you know. Straining credulity or whatever people say. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're gonna go with. It's gonna be the outline version because that's what everything else uses. You just cleared out your follows finally. You got distracted by the stream. Hell yeah. Cleared out your follows. Yeah, I need to do that eventually. My follow list is long enough now where I'm like, I have a hard time picking out who I want to watch. So we're probably going to animate this. It's consistent with what we've been doing before. I mean, if we want to be really consistent, we go with the double thick highlighting and low lighting. That would be really consistent with what we've been doing. So I don't know. I don't love this. I don't love that I've been doing this. I kind of want to move away from this. Especially when we get to instances like this where it's like kind of awkward. But it's consistent, and you know, for this flat block style, I think it's actually kind of okay. I think it's actually kind of okay. Eventually it will be not okay. But our rallying cry on this stream is let's not worry about that right now. So we're gonna do this one for now. I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm about as happy as I could be. You do that too? Cleanse pretty regularly. I should do that. Hard to keep track of too many parasocial relationships. Just need the folks who are cooking. You like better than the right side shading from a minute ago? What do you like better? You like this better? We're sticking with this probably. You unfollow people who lack personality. Oof. Yeah, I've regretted a few people I've followed because like they'll raid me and I'll have never heard of them before. And then I'll end up in their channel and they're just doing like AI stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like only AI stuff. I don't mind if someone asks ChatGPT for something or Copilot or whatever to like help them with their code, but they're like only doing AI stuff. And I'm like, I should rethink some of my relationships that I've formed. It is what it is. Dave stands out. Yeah, exactly. Slav on the AI knob. Bro, heart is sweating. Yeah, get worried, bro. Heart. ChatGPT, help me, please. You 100% use AI? I don't mind that. I just mind people who use AI 100%. Yeah. Matthew Sparks, I'm the only stream you watch at work. So there's that. That is the most, that is incredible to me. Thank you. That means a lot. I try to be a chill co-working dev while still also not just sitting here in silence. It's kind of a fine line, I feel. Matthew, you love that ChatGPT has caught on everywhere so hard. Yeah, I don't know who started it, but Primagen is kind of probably where I got it from. All right, we're doing this. I think this is what we're going to do. I think this is how we're going to draw this door for now. I could move the arrows up a little, move them up, or I could move them out. I really don't want to have to do a vertical door movement on frame 1. So like arrow placement for these door animations is actually kind of key. You can see on the single door, it's here. It's like the second to last for the, I don't know what you want to call this, the row. And so we go out 1, we go out 2, and then we go out and up or down. We do 1 horizontal, 1 vertical. And we do that on the 4th frame. And I think that's fine. The double door, we do out and up on the 5th frame, which is fine. I do not on this version of the triple door. Where's the old triple door? On this version of the triple door, we go out and up on also the 5th frame. So yeah, what I don't want to do is do one of those vertical movements immediately. I don't think I do. Maybe I do. Maybe that would be fine. Maybe I don't know what I want. Primagen is where you got it from too. Yeah, I think everyone maybe picked it up there. So yeah, so if the arrows are here, then I need to do it immediately. But if I move the arrows over by 1, then I don't have to do it until I don't have to do it until like the 6th frame or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we do it on frame 4. Yeah, I think I prefer that. So I think we're gonna move the arrows out a little bit. Yeah, like that. Oh, that's facing the wrong way. Well, yeah, there we go. Although now it's a little weird, because now there should really be a 2 pixel gap between these two. Maybe I want to do something like, maybe I want to do something like this. No, that actually makes it worse, doesn't it? This is probably fine. It's not quite right. This arrow should be 2 pixels higher than this arrow instead of 1 pixel. Based on the steps here. Whereas if I move them closer to the door, it's fine. I don't think we care enough. I don't think we care enough about that. Broheart, the remnants of AI art in Bud Customs in the story easily break the vibe as bad as the bugs. You've done a few streams painting cutscenes by hand. Could have been a lot of fun and getting pro help from other pixel artists. Nice. And stream titles have emojis. That's a good question. That's a good question. I've never tried, but I've also never seen it. I don't know. People have figured out how to add like emojis or something, or like images to like their usernames, their display names in Discord, and it breaks the members list in the funniest ways. I've been noticing that where like my Discord member lists have just been showing up with like huge gifs on them. They're like that are like down and off center and like wiling out. I think they might have fixed it recently, but that cracked me up seeing that. All right. This is good. We're doing this. Good enough. We could move this down a little. We could move this down one more. I feel like that's maybe exaggerating it a little too much. So like we could do like this. I think this is going to be bad, but I kind of want to try it real quick. This is kind of wrong. We would need to change some things. We need to move this like this. Oh, that kind of... I don't think I like this. No, I know I don't like this. Hey, Pete's. Yes. Welcome in. We're making a game like FTL Faster Than Light. We're doing kind of an isometric 3D version. We're working on art today. Let me show you. We've been mostly working on tile editor tool. Got an old Space Cadet Sierra kind of vibe. Yeah, the art style is meant to be very retro and low res. Apologies for this. There's this weird graphical error that you may or may not notice. Kind of weird Godot error that's causing an almost strange anti-aliasing effect. But we have this 3D auto tiling tool that lets us build out these 3D bespoke shapes. Right now, we basically can't do anything except creating like flying concrete blocks. But we're working on adding some more stuff. But yeah, it's meant to be more vertical. You're meant to have more like verticality to your ship, where you might have like a bridge on the top deck and then like systems rooms and then maybe like barracks and like engineering and then maybe cargo at the bottom or something. So we're working on a more 3D. It's fake 3D. This is all tile maps. But we've been working on our doors because we have this big complex auto tiler that can tell whether we have a single door or a double door or a triple door. So we have an auto tiler that helps us draw everything. But we're not happy with our triple door, so we're making a new version of it. Mostly because of this cutaway system that I've got. We have a flood fill system that's coloring the interior every once in a while. Don't mind it. It takes like about a minute. It takes about a minute to run because it's really inefficient. But yeah, we're thinking about how to do some of this stuff. How to do some of this more fake 3D stuff. Yeah, we're very much still working on the tools phase on how to work this stuff out. We are the Borg. Resistance is futile. That is accurate. Is the setting mostly on ship or also exploring space and away missions? It could be a number of things. The intent is to mostly have it be kind of like FTL, where it's you're on your ship, and then there's like maybe a few other ships. I have more of a... Let me see if I can grab this file. It doesn't help explain it at all. I have a more of a positionality in mind, where like you might have a ship on your left side or your port or your starboard, and it's gonna be more of like a 9 box as far as like there's a position in front of you, a position behind you, positions on your left and right, and then diagonal positions. And then so your position relative to the other ship is going to matter. Where do I have an example of that? Like called ship scale mockup. There it is. So this is like a cube of like a ship at like zoomed in, like how we've been looking at it. And then I'm imagining you can zoom out. And then at the zoomed out version, which is like half scale, I can show you some half scale tiles because we've been drawing them. I actually don't know where this file is. But we're thinking of having zoomed in and zoomed out perspectives. I actually genuinely don't know where this file is. I really hope I didn't delete it. But yeah, it would be like a zoomed out version, and you see your ship across from another ship. And so you'd have the zoomed in perspective where you're like moving your crew around your ship and you can see inside your ship like I was showing. And then you'd zoom out, and that's where you would target other ships and do things more combat oriented, things like that. Kind of reminds you of Star Trek Bridge Commander in a way, or positionality of enemy ships added strategic depth. Yeah, that's what I'm going for, because like maybe you need to turn your ship because like your shields on your left side are going down, or maybe your weapon systems on one side aren't working, so you need to flip the ship around so you can fire. Like just to have a little positionality be more than just an evade chance. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see it be more than just an evasion chance. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I am really concerned that I threw away a very important piece of art. I'm going to try to find it right now. I cleaned out my project recently, and I might have cleaned out something very important. Not good. I'm going to look for it real quick here to ease my concern. Hull shape exploration. Oh, please be the file. Yes. Okay, good. I was worried I threw this away. So we're working on like new sets of, because right now we just have square blocks, solid square blocks. We're working on a new set of angled blocks so that we can start defining silhouettes in the ship. We're working on that. But for any, basically for any full res shape like this, we're going to have a half res shape like these so that you can zoom in and out and see the exterior of your ship. Kind of what we're working on adding soon, hopefully. But right now, we're just working on some doors. We have a bunch of different doors. We're working on some new doors. I think you saw the concept art, but this is kind of the vibe we're going. Old Star Trek, the original series kind of vibe. Very cool, great idea. Thank you. Bro, Hart, you're going to be making some thick northeast side bulkheads to account for all the laser fire from the upper right. You need glasses as non-reflective as mine. Do your glasses do crazy reflective things? I think you're just not seeing it because I'm not looking up at the monitor like this. My glasses are kind of angled down. These are pretty reflective. They're just angled forward, so you don't really see the monitor I'm looking at. But yeah, we're doing really low res stuff. Like our little characters, our little dudes, are these little guys. There's some little guys. Let me grab one of our little guys. We've got really, don't mind the weird graphical issue that keeps popping up. But we've barely gotten to work on these little guys, but I'm excited to have some little guys running around the ship. Just little baldies. I'm gonna play it off in the lore like it's chapter 1 of World of Adina, like Stel and Atan. I've got ideas. Got ideas to make this less weird. These are our little guys. No, we share the same curse. Can't wait to see these guys expanded. I have not. I have genuinely I was looking back at like episode 0 for whatever reason, and I have not touched these creatures art-wise in a year, and it's really upsetting to me. I just have not had a chance. I had them running around in a pathfinded in like with pathfinding in like an earlier prototype about a year ago, and then I haven't made any meaningful progress with them since then. What's this? Node configuration warning. Really? No, I think this is right. Game telling me I'm setting up my nodes wrong. Oh, not code. Go away, writer. Don't need you today. Okay, you're off for now. Thank you. Thank you, Fern. I'll probably, if you're streaming, I'll probably hop in later during my second day job shift. Have a great day. See you next time. You'll def be live? All right, DEF, def be live. All right, I'll see you there, Pookie. I inspired you? Wow. I mean, that's the only way we're going to get anything done is somewhere between hounding and inspiring each other to do it. All right, we're going to animate this. I've been staring at this for a while. We're going to animate this in like an hour. We're going to do it. We're going to do the outlined version, even though I kind of don't mind this no outline version. I kind of wish these were all in like a different file. I might put these in an outlines layer. I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm just going to start copying them over. Call them outlines. So we can get them in one layer. Get this one here. So I want to keep these for posterity, but they're also clogging my timeline here. You got doors? You got a doors only cutscene? Wow. I wish I was that cool. I'm just make a cutscene of just two doors opening and closing to each other like they're having a conversation. All right, this is pretty snazzy. We're gonna have each option on the frame that corresponds to the option number. The frame, the lack of a frame is gonna be a problem here. I can just copy the frame over them. Fine. We'll do that as the last step. And then we'll get working on these doors. We might end up working on some of this tomorrow. Because I actually can't go late today. I gotta do laundry. This one here. We'll skip this one. So this one is going to be... All right, now we can get rid of all these layers. I think they're all here. Now we just got to copy the frame over to each one. Now we can get rid of all these layers. I have to call these two-piece inner doors. I have to rename these. Instead of regular, it's going to just be two-piece. Two-piece. I should make more of my doors symmetrical. It saves me from having to draw two different versions of them, and I think that's going to be really nice here. Laundry is important. Take too long and you'll find yourself wearing the same shirt as last stream. I'm very careful to wear a different colored shirt each stream. Thanks for reminding you to move the laundry over. No problem. I got you. Oh, I got somebody to ban. Load the photon torpedo tubes here. Woolen pass. Prepare to get wrecked. Fire. Blasted. Got him. Feels good. Oh, the door frame. The door frame I can keep using, right? For everything. Keep using the door frame. Okay, option 7. Oops. Option 7. Delete. Option 8. Delete. Option 8, outline. Do not delete. We're actually using this one. Frame. Frame we can delete because now we don't need it. Actually, we could combine these two, couldn't we? So I need to make this into 3 pieces. All these like experimental outlines or something. Make a new frame. Make a new layer. We need 3 layers. We need the lower door. Oh, shoot. There's actually no difference. There's no difference between a lower and upper door here. Keep. Am I going to designate these then? Hodge failed. Yeah, exactly. All right. So, the fact that there's no upper and lower is a little confounding to me because that's normally how I designate the doors. Like, this is the lower and this is the upper section. I guess I can call them near and far. Because this is the one near the camera. This one's the one far from the camera. This one's like mid. I guess that's what I'll do. We'll say door, far. Door, mid. Door, near. And so now we start carving these pieces up. So we go over here, take this portion, grab this stuff right here. Copy this over. that not work? Yeah, it did work. Draw on the outline a little bit here. All right, so this is one chunk of door here. One solid chunk of door. Add this part. Chunk of door. Hey, Fool Box. How's it going? How's post-release life treating you? Is it just insanity? Well, this is actually not part of this door. I need to get rid of this part. This door is just this. Yeah. Okay, so that's near. And actually, it's not going to look like this either. Just that. That's the near door. Now we grab this part. Oops. I said now we grab this part. It's all right. You're sending emails. Oh, nice. Trying to get emails for like streamers and stuff. Marketing. You got the game, now you got to market it. That whole thing. But I thought they said you just have to make a game. You got to market it too. What a ripoff. All right, so this goes like that. And so we own this part. We own this section of the door. Yeah. Might as well color it in with the mid color here. Or this color. This color. There we go. Video game news stuff, yeah. Brother heart. Direct cold emails to anybody who's ever made a public positive comment about puzzles. Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking forward to a few more years of only working on the game and not thinking about any of that stuff. It's gonna be interesting. I've never done a 3-part door here. This is kind of exciting. I don't think we're gonna finish it today. Yeah, we definitely aren't, but we can at least get ready. And then we'll probably finish the door animation tomorrow and do our some of our recoloring experiments. where we'll take like the base version of like this image and like recolor it using some of our new palettes and see what we like. See how it feels. That's probably what we'll do tomorrow. Far. We're doing the far door now. Couldn't hit the broadside of a far door. When's the DLC coming out, Fullbox? More importantly, when are you going to get like the Amazon Prime TV adaptation of Block Shop? When are you going to start selling the adaptation rights? Make the real money. Nice. See, there's a 3D version coming. Oh, that's cool. I'll wait for the 4D version. Block Shop 2. 3D. Block Shop 2. Full D. All right. So we got our 3 door pieces here. Yeah, I think I'll just do the initial frame for each of these, and then we'll probably pick it up tomorrow for the real thing here. So, oops, this one, and this one, this one, this one. Gotta make sure we do this in a way that's cutoutable. Oh no, I lost my background. We can delete this layer. We can also delete this layer now. Probably move the door frame up since we're actually using this for something. Actually, it does still need to be in the back. Yeah, never mind. All right. So you ended up playing Block Shop on stream today. Had an absolute blast. You decided to render up a quick thing in Blender. Some fan art of the game. This is great. You've already got fan art. Incredible. This is pretty cool. You know, there's a lot you can do to a game just by making it 3D. Like, I used to work, when I was young, I used to work in like a tourist trap. It was like I used to work in a couple places there, but my last job there was like at a puzzle and games shop. Like, you know, wooden games and puzzles and stuff, like physical stuff. And they had the 3D versions of a number of games that made Crash games kind of interesting. Like 3D Tic-Tac-Toe and 3D Connect 4 especially is like kind of awesome. Yeah, I could imagine a 3D Block Shop. That's pretty cool. So good. That's awesome. You're already getting fan art. Love that. I don't use Blue Sky for anything. I need to start doing it. I just put myself on here, added myself to some starter packs, and then haven't logged into Blue Sky once since. I'm not doing a good job. Not doing a good job. That's really great. That's really great. That's the kind of thing you can't imagine anybody giving a shit about your game like while you're making it, and then you do, and you put it out there, and people are interested in it and care about it. That's like huge. That's got to feel great. Oh, wait. How do I do this? Guess this has an outline here because like this because it actually exists here. So it would be like this. It's actually just this again, isn't it? Your blue sky and heavy, bro heart. Well, I should study your work there because yeah, I haven't done shit there. Cool box, it's nice. Yeah, seeing the reaction of people has been amazing. Yeah, that's really great. That's really rewarding. That's really great to hear. All right, that's it. So how do I do this part? How are we gonna do this part? Like this, maybe? Do we like this one better? Yeah, probably. Probably better to have it here than to have a hole right here for it. It's this or one lower. That. I actually kind of like that. Kind of like it one lower. Oops. This is the alternative. I do not like this. So we're going to do it here. You do it for the feels. Amazing, all the polish is worth it. Yeah, that is a highly polished game, Black Shop. It is juiced up. All right, now for this one. What are we going to do with this? Probably like this. That's probably not avoidable. Probably fine. Alternatively, we could try to go lower. I think that's going to look weird. Yeah, it already looks kind of weird. Oh, that's actually kind of good. Actually kind of good. On one side it looks kind of weird. I think I like this better. Yeah, this is cleaner. All right, happy with that. Moving on. So that's the far chunk. Now we got to do the mid chunk. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Box, you're working on quality of life stuff now. Thinking about revamping the level editor a little. Oh yeah, yeah. You still need to. You decided. Steam Workshop stuff. That's post launch, right? That still need to happen. I'm gonna go get a burrito. I think I might go get a burrito today. Although I'm gonna have pizza for dinner. that too much? Is that too much living for one day? Have a burrito for lunch and pizza for dinner. It is Friday. Am I living too good? All right, there's that. And then this one, probably really straightforward. This I love less. If I move this one up, this I don't love a lot either. Oh, these are two. I've given myself two bad choices, but I think this is the better of the two. Yeah, that's better than this. This is just no good. I mean, maybe it's okay. Actually, maybe this is better. It's more consistent with this end, which I think is good because these pieces are supposed to slot together. That's probably justification enough to do it this way. All right, one more piece. Ryson living too high on the hog. Yeah, that's me. Toolbox, you're thinking of maybe bundling it with a big update and doing another round of marketing on Steam close to a fest. That's a good idea. Good idea. Because it's really not the case anymore where you publish the game and then that's it. And like you get the sales, you get your launch sales, and then you have a small tail. That's really not game publishing and marketing now. Now it's like publish the game, and unless it's like huge to start, now is like you can actually get a pretty long tail if you keep putting time into it, putting updates, getting eyes on it. Really, it's really quite a commitment nowadays to publish a game and try to seriously get it, selling. Matthew Sparks, you're gonna get a burrito. You're also having pizza for dinner. Oh, you're quoting me. I'm gonna get a burrito. I'm also having pizza for dinner. Bro, you haven't eaten more than 50 grams of carbs in a day in like a month now. Come over here and stab you a few times instead. That sounds horrible. 50 grams of carbs? What is that, like a saltine? A slice of bread? I don't know. I don't know how to measure grams. Diginanigans, happy Friday. How's everything going? It's good. We're implementing a variant of your Y door. Diginanigans. This is what we ended up doing. We redid the outline a little bit. I like this outline the best. And we're drawing it. We're actually pretty much there, aren't we? For the initial version, at least. Three pieces. Now we got to animate 3 different pieces of door. I'm really interested to see how the mid door operates. As far as the way it withdraws into itself. Very curious about that. We actually need it to disappear completely, don't we? How many pixels is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. That's excusable. We need it to disappear completely or it's going to play havoc with the visibility. Awesome. It's like a few pieces of bread. Okay. Bryson, you got to market your game with online festivals and Twitch streamers. Yeah, I think that's what Foolbox is working on. Foolbox, you're thinking of doing that while you prototype some stuff on the side. And you have a contract coming up, so you need to juggle all that. Nice. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, the prototyping phase for your next game should probably take quite a long time, unless you're just already ready to go. But I think that's good. Ad. Damn. Toolbox got by the ads. Matthew, you used to be in incredible shape. You were in a car accident. You got stuck in bed for a few months. That combined with having a tech job, you look like a bag of crushed potato chips. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. But I get that. I get that. I used to work on my feet for over a decade. I worked on my feet. I'd bike to work, I'd bike home. I was in great shape too. I didn't think it at the time, but now I see how good that was for me. And now, yeah, I work from home. And like, yeah, I'm standing up right now, but like that doesn't mean that much, does it? So yeah, I gained like 50 pounds when I stopped working on my feet and started a remote job at home. Crazy. I don't watch my weight, and my doctor is not happy with me. But I'm doing a little better too. Trying to do a little better. Obviously, saying I'm thinking about having a burrito on the same day I'm gonna have pizza is not convincing anyone of that, but it's tough. Getting older is tough, and having to actually take care of your body. Not happy. I'm not happy about it. All right, let's experiment with maybe the first couple frames. I've got like maybe 15 minutes or so before I gotta go. You're back. Welcome back, full box. But that sounds exciting. I think prototyping. I think having something on the back burner or something to work on while you're prototyping is good. Because it would be nice to have enough comfort or enough flexibility and enough stuff going on where you don't feel like you're got to immediately start the next game. You can explore stuff for a while. Yeah, Matthew. Oh, you also had a very physical job for like a decade. You put up awnings. You have no idea how much work on your feet is doing for your daily caloric intake until you're not. Yeah, exactly. It's wild. It's wild. To you, it's just normal, and then you stop, and you're like, wow. Bryson, you lost 150 pounds to join the U.S. Air Force. By the time you got out, you had regained 100 of that. Desk job took out the last 50. Yeah. That's wild. That's a wild loss. 150. It's exciting stuff. Full box. Yeah, it is. It is exciting stuff. It sounds like a lot to juggle, but I think that's good because it's nice. Like I have a limited amount of tolerance for certain kinds of work, and like lately, all I've been doing is programming, and I just like that's why I've kind of been spending a lot of time doing art lately. Is I just got sick of programming all the time. So I think it's kind of nice to have a variety of stuff to do. I know some of it's boring, like business management, business development, or whatever, or like marketing. That's like boring, but at least you can do some of that. You can do some of the something else. Kind of spread it around. It's good for your portfolio. Hell yeah. Bryson, you're thinking about getting back into some kind of gym grind. I don't know most of the words you said, but I understand getting back into the gym. I gotta just bicycle. I have a bicycle. I used to ride it all like every day. Now it just sits. That's what I need to do. And I also need to animate this door. So what are we gonna do here? So what we do is we copy this into the next frame. Do this for all of these. And then we animate them. Starting with this one. Deco. Calories in, calories out. Ah, food tracking. Okay. Okay, you both are on that food tracking. That's really smart too. Matthew, you went from 230 to 170, felt great. Now you're floating around 190 after a month back in the gym and dieting. Oh, wow. I mean, that's still pretty good. I'm usually a little over 200, and I would like to get that down. Down a little bit at least. right, we should be able to just move this over by 1. Junk. That work? Yeah, it did. Sort of. I missed a spot. Junk. There we go. It was like 2012, 2016 before they paywalled all the features. Oh, you had a different app, and now they've kind of ruined it. That's too bad. Sounds like everyone was about 26 at the peak of their shape. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. All right, so that happens, and then this, so the far door goes like that, and then the upper door goes. Animating this door up is fascinating. I haven't had to do this at all yet, and I don't know how. So let's think about that. This is gonna go up. So this part probably doesn't move. The rest of this moves. Kind of fascinating what we're about to try here. I think we do it like this. Jump. Rice, and you look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo with sprinter legs. That's funny. Oh, Matthew, you're like 90% torso. Same. Same. My partner is like much shorter than me, but our legs are almost the same length. It's like kind of hilarious. Yeah, I definitely have short legs for my height. It's kind of funny. I once had a technician like give me like a chest x-ray, and they did it and then they left. And then they came back and they were like, "We have to do that again. Your lungs are like crazy long." I was like, "Okay." It was too funny. I don't know what I'm gonna get for lunch now. You know what? Maybe I have something else for dinner and I save my pizza for tomorrow. I kind of do want that burrito. How about a burrito? Yeah, that's what I would like. Nice cheap one, like a Gordo's burrito. Unrelated tangent from Matthew Sparks here. Have I ever done any functional programming? You've fallen into that world and been trying some functional languages. I have not. I'm intrigued by that world, but I've never actually done any work like that in a functional language. Like I'm intrigued by the idea of like pure functions and stuff like that. Kind of, I think what partly why I'm interested in entity component systems. Ah, I missed a spot here. This needs to become a solid piece on the second frame, or it's gonna look weird. It's gonna be so weird. We're gonna have to start like withdrawing this, and it's gonna start peeling. It's gonna start shortening on each side. It's gonna be very strange. But I think this is the basic motion. It's gonna look sick. Wait, why does this look wrong? Oh, because it's pulling away that way. Right, that makes sense. All right, well that's getting us off onto the right foot, I think. You say go for the burrito? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking. Shenanigans, you like functional programming for parsing data. You're not a fan of any of the languages that are dedicated to functional programming. You prefer procedural in general. Shenanigans. Oh, Matthew's saying they had the same issue. You've been checking out Rock, the language that Richard Feldman is making. Keeps in some procedural stuff when it makes the most sense. Heavily inspired by Elm, pulls from Rust and a few other languages. Yeah, that's cool. I've never tried any interesting programming languages. All of my programming experience is in like JavaScript and like C# and like now GDScript a little bit. I'm like not experienced in the various varieties and options that I have. All right. I think I got to go with this burrito. And more importantly, I got to get my laundry going. Kind of a short stream today. I started late. That's my bad. And I'm ending early. I'm doing both. I usually try not to do both. I usually try to just do one or the other. But, you know, what are you going to do? But we'll be back tomorrow. I think we'll finish this animation tomorrow. All 26 frames of it. And then do our color palette experiments. I think that'll be a nice way to end the week. Matthew, you kept beating yourself over the head, forcing yourself to do JS because your dive into programming was all web stuff. You think you might just not like it that much. Yeah, I don't really care about JavaScript. But it is easy to use. Shenanigans, that's your bread and butter. You see C# somewhat commonly for work, and you dabbled in many low-level languages. That stuff is cool. That's cool. Anyone who's messed around with low-level languages is doing some cool stuff. I grab the music here. Yeah, thanks. Sorry we're cutting out right as you get here. Shenanigans. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. I think we got some fun stuff in line tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna cue all the music. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Matthew. Really appreciate you spending part of your workday hanging out with us. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye. You fool!